Well, we've hit 2 o'clock, so we'll go ahead and get this started. Again, Phil Grigsby here with the Weather Service in Slidell. So the main takeaways here, the main situation overview that we got is that we do have some higher rain chances moving in for tonight into tomorrow. We actually do have some rain already over the far northwest part of the forecast area over towards Point P Parish, New Roads, that area. Some welcome rainfall. And that rain, it looks like it's going to kind of break up a little bit this evening. But then we're going to have another round of showers and thunderstorms that develops late tonight and into tomorrow as the cold front begins to move through the area, because the cold front's still located pretty far to the northwest of us. So we should get some redevelopment out ahead of that, and that'll bring us some beneficial rain. Most areas we're expecting between 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rain, but there may be a few spots that could get up to 1 inch of much needed and very welcome rainfall. I didn't put the map up because it's going to be hit or miss, and as far as where the inch of rain could be, most areas are, like I said, are going to be probably closer to 1/4, 1/2 inch. So just kind of factor that in for the next couple of days. The good news is we're not expecting any severe weather. Most of the activity should be in the form of showers. There may be a few lightning strikes, and I know we do have some outdoor events going on. We got Cruising the Coast and we got Gretna Fest. So, we'll give you guys heads up calls if we do see any type of lightning or anything like that could be impacting some of those outdoor events, especially during the day tomorrow. Once we get past that, the rain chances drop off to nothing through the middle of next week. After the front goes through too, as we get into Saturday, we're going to issue it. It's not out yet. But this is just a heads up to you guys that we are going to put a red flag warning out for the entire area on Saturday. We're expecting winds up around 15 to 20 miles an hour Saturday afternoon, and humidity values down to between 20 and 25%. And given the very dry conditions that we have in place with the ongoing drought, it's not going to take much. And we know that there's going to be somebody out there that decides to try to burn something on their land. We know it's going to happen. So there is going to be an increased wildfire risk that day. So that's just something to keep in mind for Saturday. The winds look like they are going to drop off by Sunday, so the threat should diminish by then. And then we'll also have a small craft advisory. I know this is more for our marine interests and for anybody like the Coast Guard that's listening, but we are expecting winds to be up around 25 knots and seas of up to 7 feet, especially out in the open Gulf waters. But we could even see 25-knot winds on the lakes and the sounds, especially late Friday night and into Saturday morning, right behind that cold front. So just keep that in mind. There may be some, people out there on boats that get stranded or can't handle the conditions out there. So just keep that in mind for late Friday night into Saturday. It's going to be a nice sunny day. Some people are going to probably try to go out to fish or something, and then they may end up in a dire situation. And then we do see the drought conditions persisting through the week and not really improving. Like I said, we're going to have this little bit of rain that comes through tonight into tomorrow, but then after that, we're not expecting any appreciable rain, at least through next Wednesday. So here's the quick tropical weather outlook. We are still in tropical season, and the good news is there's no tropical impacts that are expected over the next week. So that's good to hear. Although I know that some of you are in the same boat as me. I'm like, maybe we get a depression that comes in and we get us some more rain. That would be good, but we're not expecting that at all. So now we're just going to dive right into the drought monitor. This did get updated this morning, so this is the latest and greatest information. And you can see that the drought conditions are basically unchanged from last week. We still have extreme to exceptional drought conditions across the entire area. There was a little bit of change from extreme to exceptional, mostly in Walthall and Washington parishes, just a little sliver that was increased in drought intensity. But overall, there weren't any significant changes across the area. And then this is the drought tendency. So this is looking out through the next week. And as I mentioned earlier, this is not a surprise. Due to the lack of substantial rainfall, the drought conditions are simply going to persist. There's not going to be any improvement until we get some really decent rain to come in. So now here's going out. This is looking a little bit more into next week, late next week and into next weekend, just kind of an extended preview. And right now, the Climate Prediction Center is saying that there's leaning towards the above normal temperatures returning to the area. Average highs this time of year are in the low to mid 80s. So we're looking at temperatures that could get back up close to 90 degrees by next weekend. Right now, it's pretty decent, about a 40 to 50% probability of seeing those conditions because we're going to have high pressure build kind of back into the area. And then the other thing is that there is this rainfall outlook, and now this seems a little counterintuitive, but there is leaning towards a little more of an above normal rainfall pattern. That would really be, it looks like from some of our extended modeling, that would be like next Friday potentially. There may be a Gulf low that tries to form. The main thrust of it looks like it's going to go into Florida and miss us, and there's going to be a very sharp north to south gradient in the rainfall totals. So areas closer to the coast, especially coastal Louisiana, may have a better shot at seeing some light to moderate rainfall with this. And it's going to be highly dependent on exactly how this system tracks. There's a lot of uncertainty, but this is kind of a heads up. Once you get further north, it's leaning above right now, but it's gonna cut off very sharply the way it looks right now. And it's gonna matter on how far north this low pressure system tracks. And I'm calling it a low pressure system. It doesn't look like it's going to be tropical in nature. There's going to be too many factors like shear and things like that are going to impact it. This is just going to be more like a Gulf low. I wish we could say that we were going to get some decent rain out of it, but it's leaning above. But as you can tell from my tone of voice and stuff, I'm not super optimistic that we're going to get much rain out of it. Maybe a little bit towards next Friday. And that's it. So as far as the summary of impacts go, this is again what we're looking at. We're going to see the higher rain chances tonight and tomorrow. Most areas get a quarter to a half an inch. A few spots may get up to an inch. It's nice, but it's definitely not enough to end any of the drought conditions that we're seeing. Again, behind the front, we'll have small craft advisories offshore, and then the bigger issue is that we are going to have a red flag warning out on Saturday, and we're going to have some people try to burn, and we're going to have some wildfires, so just be prepared for that. And then the drought conditions are going to persist. We're not really going to see any improvement through next Thursday. We'll see what happens with this system as we get into like next Friday timeframe. I'm not optimistic, but we'll just have to keep an eye on it. We'll keep you guys posted on what's happening there. And so